What's up, guys? Rob's again with a little update for our poison concoction starter for 3.16. Now, thank you all for watching the previous video. If it helped you out, click that like, subscribe button on the YouTube. Come follow the Twitch. But I've made a lot of changes on stream tonight, and I just wanted to put a video out because I don't want you guys to follow the old build when I think I've made a much better version. The old one still has applicable parts, so that video still has some parts that'll explain how the skill works and stuff. But I just wanted to show you guys how big of a change we've made tonight in about 4 hours. We've taken some inspiration from new mechanics that we didn't know worked. As the league comes out, there's new stuff that they've changed that we didn't know how it works. So I've had to implement some stuff in POB, but we found a much better version. So as you can see, here's the old build, the POB I put up the other night. And then as soon as we change to the new tree, it's changed quite a lot. There's a lot of little niche things, a few little things. It's not hectic, but there's a few little things we've added, and I just want to show you guys so you know what we're following. I've also put in some leveling trees for those of you that are going to league start this or want to follow a bit of a priority build. So as you go down the tree, you can obviously see where I would put points. You can do however you want. That's awesome. I've also put, this is the recommended starter. So if you see this one, this is the tree you're aiming for if you're following my build for now. I've put nothing expensive in this, so you can follow it as a league starter. No jewels, no cluster jewels. Here's the transition into clusters and some crafted jewels, which will put our damage up quite significantly. And then obviously here's the end game tree that I think is going to be best. It might change later, but this will be a rough template for now. I've also put in some items you can aim for. Nothing's insane. I haven't put nuts crafts in here because I know it's league start. And I don't want to get flamed by Reddit saying, this build won't work, haha. It's all cheap stuff. I've changed the craft on the series steps if anyone sees these because they're giving us suppressed spell damage now. If you see down here, I've got 70% spell suppression. We're going to have 100. There's just things that aren't in POB yet that GGG have said they're changing. 100 won't be hard to achieve. We don't actually need to grab more on the tree. It'll be easy to get that on items, so we will be at 100% suppression. So that's one of the big changes. Before I was investing heaps in points that give us suppression like up here and stuff, which isn't necessary. I think Stark Conjures, not only is it normally cheap, I think it's going to be maybe even Abyss Helm until you can craft something insane. It just gives us all the good things. One of the big changes I've made, as someone that didn't play Explosive Concoction, the old skill, I didn't realize how important attack rating is. It gives us huge quality of life and obviously helps us stack poisons up, but I didn't think we'd need more. I've almost tripled our attack speed, and I think it's just going to make it much smoother. I've tried to get attack speed there. It's obviously got life and evasion. As for the chest, this is something rubbish. I crafted in 2 seconds in POB. So all you really want to look at on this is the 10% of maximum life as extra maximum energy shield craft. That's what gives us a bigger effective life pool. I'll talk about that in a second. Try to get life on every piece of gear as always. The gloves, getting attack speed on the gloves is huge, and the craft for damage during any flask effect, which is going to be way more common now because it's easy to unlock. You unlock all the tiers of craft, so that helps a lot. I've got nothing else fancy on there. At series steps, I think are going to be Abyss just to help us get to max suppress spell damage, which is cool. In presence is probably going to be expensive. It might not be. We'll see how the league pans out, but I think there's going to be a lot of poison play. I don't see anything beating this amulet. Initially you can just use a rare though. This is just nice for a lot of reasons. We can use Despair for free, which is massive damage. It gives us flat chaos, which scales all our damage, life, damage over time, whatever. Before that, I would just probably not run Despair. Or a Despair on hit gloves or something, but just run a rare with life and chaos multi. Remembering that in this league coming up, they've added that you can get dot multi on rings and amulets. So before this, you can get a multi on amulet, and on our rings, accuracy is really important for this build because it's an attack. We need it. So we have grabbed some accuracy. Where is it? Down here on the tree. Acuity gives us attack speed and accuracy. That's like awesome stats for us. That alone is not enough. We don't have the mana to run precision, so we need accuracy on our rings. So make sure you get accuracy on your rings. Obviously, life is nice. Vermilion is probably the best base to give us extra life, but you can grab the chaos damage ones if you want to go Giga Damn Chad and just not worry about it. We're obviously also going to try to get chaos multi on the rings, which is a new role. That's going to be insane. It just gives us big damage. Flasks are a big topic of debate. and you can kind of run whatever you want. We need this life flask, and we obviously want the best saturated divine for the base scaling of poison concoction, like I explained in the first video. Dying Sun is absolute bliss. It just gives us projectile damage and additional projectiles, massive. I won't run without a Quicksilver Flask. Some people will. I won't run because I want to be giga fast. I want to be giga Chad and giga fast. Same thing here. Silver and sulfur flasks are both for damage. I just want to do bulk damage. I think I'm going to be tanky enough for me. I don't play tanky builds, and this is relatively tanky for me. You can swap it out for like a quartz. I don't have the exact stats on the new quartz yet, but quartz will be pretty good. You can run whatever flask you want, but this is probably what I'm going to run. As for jewels, you want chaos damage multi, which I've changed this one to 8 because you can get 8 in 3.16. But you can also get another line, which I think is 6% global damage multi. So we're going to be able to get so much damage on these jewels. It's insane. Almost double what we have here. And obviously life is nice. Just try to fill life on them because we don't have heaps of percentage of life. We have a decent percentage of life, but not heaps. Back to the tree. We were talking about precision and we're not having enough reservation to run precision. We've grabbed this. I've changed it to grab this charisma wheel so that we can actually run grace. It gives us a lot of evasion, as well as Herald of Agony and Malevolence, and then still have enough mana left over to cast our skills. Despair, you'll see it doesn't change my mana. That's because of the Impresence. So like I was saying before, if you have this, Despair has no reservation if cast as an aura. If you don't have this yet, you will not be able to run Despair, or you'll have to drop another aura. It's up to you. You can decide which one you want to run. The change in 3.16 to Grace, for those of you that don't know, is it gives us 20% more evasion. So all the evasion we grab, and I don't have any on, not much on the gear, which can get a lot more. I've put that in the belt here, 20% more evasion. See the crafted roll I've put in there just to replicate that so you can kind of see. So if you want to play around with this POB and add other evasion gear in and see what kind of levels of evasion we can get to, I'm fairly sure it won't be hard to get to 30,000, especially if you run like a Jade Flask. You're gonna be sitting at ridiculous amounts. That's up to you. Now, the other reason why we've changed the tree a bit, I actually forgot in my first version that they've put Ghost Dance, which is the old Trickster node. I forgot that they put that on the tree. I think for anyone that has around 1,000 or more ES, it's a no-brainer. For those of you that don't know how this works, I mean, it does say it in the tooltip, but I'll explain it quickly, is when we don't get hit, and because we're an evasion build, we don't get hit a lot of the time, hopefully. You gain Ghost Shrouds every 2 seconds for a maximum of 3. Every single time you do get hit, it consumes a Ghost Shroud and it regens 3% of our ES, 3% of our evasion as ES. Because we're going to end up, let's just say 20,000. It could be more, could be a bit less, but let's just say 20,000. 3% of 20,000, what's 700, 650, 600-ish, roughly 600 something ES. Every time we do get hit, we gain 600, 700 ES. That's how that works. So it's just going to be another layer of effective HP. I mean, for a softcore build to have, I haven't even spoken about the damage. So this is, if Poison Concoction overlaps 5 times, and it's looking like I can get it 5, maybe 6 with Flask scaling with Dying Sun, but let's just say 5. We're looking at 5.5, 5.6 million Cirrus DPS. No stupid things ticked, just flasks. Poisons on enemy, 10, 15 withered stacks on a boss, which is not hard with multiple totems and faster casting on your wither. It's pretty insane. Oh, hang on. Sorry, my bad. Just lost about 2,000 DPS. Wasn't supposed to have Unholy Might. So the damage is going to be fine, in my opinion. Playstyle is going to be pretty good. We're still going to be at 100% spell suppression. I just thought I'd put this video out because the build is very different to before. One other thing I might mention quickly is I was going to grab Master Alchemist, but now with the Pantheons and Crafts, it's actually not that hard to be immune to the elements you want. We are also a Pathfinder, so if you really want to put immunities on Flask, it's not that hard to do. I'd much rather grab, for a skill like this that attack speed matters a lot and movement speed's always nice, I'd much rather grab Nature's Adrenaline. So that's pretty much it, guys. Obviously, I'll update it as the league goes on and as we make more changes and more min-max, but I just wanted to put this video out so that you guys can follow it if you want to play it. I think it's going to be really cool. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. Thumbs the video up if I've helped you. Subscribe to the channel. Love you.